Hello and welcome everyone, it's time for a new Legacy video, and today we are playing Bant Control, or should I say 4-color control, because there's a small red splash in here. Anyway, let's just dive in. What I'm going to be doing today is test some new Lorwyn cards. I have felt that Bant Control has been the best control deck for a while now. Now, I personally do not like the beans type of control decks because they are very dependent on whether or not you have beanstalk. I prefer to have the One Ring because I think that's the card is just so powerful on its own that it can just carry games so hard, and a combination of the One Ring and Tamio is what I have always liked, so I prefer to play this. Now, recently I have always been playing 4 Endurances in these lists, but Endurance has not been feeling that great lately, and that's mainly because if we look at the meta, Endurance was very good against Dimir Tempo, but if you just dive into some of these lists, they are not that like heavily into graveyard theme anymore. Don't get me wrong, they still have stuff like Murktide Regent and Barragoyfs, that's very good, but if it only works once against the Barragoyfs, they can still replay it, and the main card you lose against when you're playing a control deck is usually Kaito, so I have been feeling on the downswing on Endurance Raider lately. It is very good against combo decks, for example against Oops, also against Doomsday is very nice, so but against all the rest is not that great anymore. And of course, I also wanted to try out some new Lorwyn cards. So what are we doing today? I've cut the Endurances from the main board, and in the main I'm playing Wistfulness. Let's read this quickly. So when it enters, if you play double green, you get to exile artifact or enchantment, exile, which means it does hit the One Ring. And if it enters, if double blue was cast, you get to draw 2 and then discard. Isn't really nice in our deck, especially if you want to fill the graveyard so you can find Uros, for example. That's really good. And then I'm also testing Oko, Lorwyn Liege. It's funny to me that I haven't seen a lot of hype around this card, because when I saw it, I immediately thought, well, isn't this like really good? I'm going to test this also in Infect. I think it's going to be very great if you can ultimate the green side, where your Phyrexians get +3/+3 and Vigilance Hexproof. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is good against in Bant Control. I want to test it out. And I think Wistfulness would be really good if you can play these two. Because this means that in the main, we actually have a way to get rid of artifacts and enchantments that are more expensive for prismatic endings, for double green. I don't know. I want to see how good this is. I honestly have no clue. And the same goes for Oko, but I want to test them out. I think they will be better than Endurance right now, so that's what I wanted to try. The rest of the list is relatively stock. We play removal spells, 1 Wrath instead of Supreme Verdict in the main. That's just a test. Some blue stuff, cantrips, counter magic, One Ring of course, and the rest is very, very standard. Sideboarding, I've made some changes. So 3 Consigned Memories and 1 Harbinger. We lose very much to Eldrazi based decks, and these cards ensure that we actually win against them. Another Back to Basics too. So that just shows you how much I respect these decks, because there's a lot of them. 2 Power Blasts, that mainly because I've been losing way too much against Kaito. And this is the most clean example that you can have to get rid of Kaito, so I'm playing 2. Just a small splash. I think 1 Volcanic Island is good enough, especially in combination with Carpet of Flowers. We can make red mana. I'm still playing the Endurances because I think they are still good enough. Also, we have increased our green count now because we are playing the new Evoke creature, Wistfulness, which is also green. I've been thinking about maybe playing Force of Vigors, but I haven't found the room yet. And against combo, we are playing Meddling Mages. These days, most combo decks rely on 1 card to win the game, usually Doomsday or Show and Tell. And then we are playing some more Sweepers because that's in the meta right now as well. All right, let's dive in. I would like to play first. Yes, thank you very much. This hand is okay, I guess. We have, like, the basics is very good. We have basics, no cantrip. That could be an issue, but we also have Uro to draw some cards. So I think I'm just going to see what's up. I'm not sure what I'm playing against. So we start with the island. Let's see what the opponent is on. Tropical Island. Ooh, Ponder. Okay. Turn 1 Trop is not something that you expect all that much anymore these days. So I guess maybe Beanstalk. Could be playing against Infect. It's been a while since I've played against Infect. They keep the cards on top with the Ponder. Important for me to know. We draw Force. I like that. So that means I'm probably going to go for Back to Basics next turn, depending on what they find. A Mountain. Yeah, my guess is indeed that they are playing some kind of a control deck. I'm not going to go for Back to Basics now because I want them to tap out. So I'm just going to go for Uro. If they fight over this, that's really okay. We fail to draw land, but we do draw Uro, so at least I have another draw step. Brainstorm, excellent. They fetch up a basic and Ponder. I'm not sure how good Back to Basics is going to be. I'm only tapping down one land, so I'd rather have another Uro to draw one more card. I just want to find another land. We kept the card on top with their Ponder. Yeah, let's Uro. We do find the land. Nice. And it's also a Flooded Strand too, so that's really good because that means I can fetch up my planes. I didn't have room for a Surveil land, so that's important to note. Looks like we are playing just a combo deck. Sneak attack. Okay, that's scary. So I'm going to have to counter. I guess I force a negation. Looks like they have a force back. We could be dead here if they do have a monster. If they don't, we can, if we draw a land, get rid of sneak attack, so that's good with the prismatic ending. They do have a Traxxer. Not looking good. They didn't draw a monster, though. At least that's something. So I'm not going to concede just yet. So here's what they decided to take. Stock up, Misty, Omniscience, Brainstorm, Petal. They will play the Petal. I'm not going to fight about that. So they have one card in hand that I didn't know about. So if it's a monster, that sucks. They will ponder. They will dig for a monster. I don't think there's much I can do about that. I could Swords the Atraxa here in response. So I do know that Ponder was the last card in hand. If they do find something like Force, I want them to force a potential like Swords if I'm going to target this, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's just let the Ponder resolve. Atraxa is going to die at the end of turn anyway. They shuffle, so they didn't find a monster. That's good. Also important is that they didn't find a way to protect like sneak attack. I didn't just want to draw land here and prismatic ending sneak attack. Yes, okay, good. So what you're going to see now is the exact reason why I'm actually still playing a Volcanic Island main, because I want to have prismatic ending being able to go up to 4. I could go for back to basics too, tapping down these 2 lands, but then they still have these 2 left, so that means they are able to stock up. And I think the best timing for me to try and get rid of this sneak attack is now. No responses, so they decide not to brainstorm in response. That's interesting. So maybe they have just found Show and Tell and they have Omniscience. It's possible. Stock up, sure. Show and Tell is probably the deck I'm most afraid of when I'm playing Bant Control, so currently I'm not happy the way this is going. Okay, that does change things, so they have Show and Tell. I'm going to put this back to basics into the battlefield, but I doubt that we're going to be able to wiggle through. They brainstorm. Doesn't look like they have the monster yet, so okay, at least it's something. They have Emrakul, concede. Sideboarding is relatively easy. The white cards are kind of bad in the matchup, so you trim some number of those, and then I bring in Carpet, Meddling Mage, Pyroblast, back to basics, and 1 Consign to Memory. Consign to Memory, not that great. I'm also keeping 1 Swords to Plowshares. It's just meh, but I don't want to reduce all of them. I sometimes keep 2 depending on what they have, but I'm fine with this. Wistfulness is going to be good in this matchup, though. Well, that's an easy mulligan, and that's an easy keep. I'm just going to start out with Carpet of Flowers immediately. They start with a Ponder, so I could immediately slam down back to basics, but it's not that great, so I'm not terribly excited about this. I'll probably try and aim to play something else. Hero. I'm going to use this. I'm going to take blue. I'm going to start with a Ponder. Force a negation, definitely taking that. Now let's play the island and simply pass. They brainstorm short. Play the drop. Thanks for the mana. So probably play the Uro. Maybe I'm going to brainstorm first. Not bad here. I like that Pyroblasts. Don't think I want another land, so I'm going to put this one back. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I think back to basics is probably the worst card I currently have. So let's put them like this. Play the land. Play the Uro. This means I am going to draw the land. I kind of like it. And then I have Force of Negation and Pyroblast up next turn. And I have a Ponder on top, which I can draw. Sorry, I have a back to basics on top that I can draw, but I might decide not to. Okay, I think the way this game is turning out, I do want that back to basics. I'm going to draw it. And I guess I just play it here. Why wouldn't I? If they fight over this, I guess I fight back with a Pyroblast. They force pitching Force. Okay, so that means I'm going to Pyroblast. They Veil Summer, that's annoying. I can't force a negation, but even if I could, I probably wouldn't. Because I don't want to do that. I want to keep this Force negation for when they play the Show and Tell. And I guess now they just go for it. They've already pitched Force, and they've already used Veil Summer, though, so the odds of them having another protection spell are low, but it's still Show and Tell, so if they have it, they have it. This is why this matchup is scary for us. I really want to have my Meddling Mage. I've also been thinking about playing Containment Priest again. But then they have Omniscience, so it's a tough matchup. Draw another land. Not great. Let's play the Uro. There we go. I added green. Had just enough cards in the graveyard to cast Uro. Another land. Awful. Or at least I can hardcast his Force Negation. I don't think I can play this Ponder. Maybe I can. Like I said, I can hardcast his Force Negation, so maybe I should. Yeah, let's just do it. Keeping the Volcanic Island untapped so I can play it. Force of Will, not bad. I'm going to draw that. My opponent didn't do anything last turn, so they may be in a bit of trouble. Ponder, that resolves. They draw with a Ponder, don't like that. Sneak attack. Okay, so I'm just going to hardcast this Force Negation. And let's see what they have left. That just works. Nice, that's really good. Because now also my Force Will is live, so Hero is going to kill them quickly and give me a lot of mana here. Oof, another land. That's unfortunate. Let's just slam in. Play the forests. You have another carpet, nothing I can do with that. And now I'd be really happy if I draw Wistfulness, so I'm actually not going to do anything. Wistfulness could now potentially get rid of a sneak attack and draw 2, discard 1. And also have a big body on the battlefield. Another sneak attack. Let's counter. That just works. Nice. So I'm going to attack now with Uro, so they can no longer use the Ancient Tomb. We have Oko. Well, I'm going to play it. Not much I can do with it currently. So let's attack first. This is not the matchup where we want Oko. Tamio too, not bad. But I don't have counter magic, so not great either. So let's just play the Oko and say +2. I'm going to give this every creature type. Because I can. Now next turn, if it flips, we can actually make some Elks. It's all going to depend if they have another way to play Sneak Attack or Show and Tell, really. But they need this Ancient Tomb. Like, if they have Sneak Attack, they need another land to cast it. Then if they do that, they can't actually activate, so they need Show and Tell. Which, of course, they have. Let's see what's next. Traxa, sure. So they took Force, Show, Omniscience, City. But this decision is actually relevant because I can make this Atraxa -2/-0. And that means my Uro will be able to kill it. But if I do that, they will still gain life. So would I rather have the backside? That means I can mill 3, take a permanent back, and make some Elks. But I think I'd rather just slam it with Uro and kill this Atraxa. I know that they will be able to Show and Tell into Omniscience. Okay, so let's decide not to do that. Make this a bit smaller. Slam in here. Get some life, play the land. Get this. Let's see what they do. It's funny, so this Oko is actually relevant. Nice. Not about that much. I just really prevent them from getting as much life, but okay, it's something. Let's add a bit of blue mana here, so we can flip this Tamio. Just looking for counter magic now. Pyroblast is a good one. Let's draw the Brainstorm first, shuffle away some bad cards. So Tamio will flip. Plus Tamio, Brainstorm. Don't think I want to have these two. Let's get rid of them. Fetch. Recast Uro. Find Meddling Mage, that's a good one. Let's play it. So I imagine they force, and then I can Pyroblast. Nice. They do force, pitching the Omniscience. Let's fight back. That works. Of course, we shall name Show and Tell. Draw a card with the clue, and pass turn. It was a pretty cool turn. I'm curious if they are going to kill this Oko. Or would they rather have Tamio? They will go for Tamio, that does make sense. Now what I can do is I can actually flip this Oko and give my creatures +3 pigeons and hexproof. So I'm going to do that on probably Giant. That's cool. I like that. Consigned to memory, not a bad draw. So I've just flipped my Oko. Nice, already being able to ultimate. Very cool. So let's say Giant. I have a huge, very huge Giant here. Nice, we find our Wistfulness. Really cool. So this Oko had been relevant. That's, yeah, not unhappy. Because currently I just want to draw cards, though. Let's recast our Giant with Hexproof and Vigilance. Just want to have counter magic now. Let's Brainstorm. That's pretty good. Let's just cast another Uro. Yield through the turn. Not sure if I actually should have casted that Uro now that I think about it, because that means I could have hard casted another Force Will. Don't think it matters all that much, but it's a thing. Now I'm just going to attack a couple of times. This is pretty busted, I'm not gonna lie. They play Scalding Torrent and just concede. Nice. Okay, well, that was pretty cool. Pretty good hand, let's keep. Didn't change anything for sideboarding, by the way. Okay, ponder and keep. I just want to draw blue cards so I can play Tamio and have double blue up, but I don't. Yeah, Tamio's too good not to play on turn 1, I just have to. Fortunately, if they have a nut hand of Show and Tell and Force, that sucks if they have the monster, but if I get to untap here, I think we're good. Looks like they do just have the nuts. Stock up. Okay, never mind, that's fine. I'm probably going to play this Volcanic Island just to fake that I have Pyroblast. So, also that Meddling Mage was really good, so my sideboard choices are currently paying off. So, it's not great. Let's play the Volcanic and just slam in and pass. Like I said, I just want to have another blue card. Looks like they have Sneak Attack. Let's draw first here. Hopefully a blue card. No. Oh yes, it is a blue card. Nice. So Force Negation on Sneak Attack with Pitching the Consign. My guess is that they fight back. So let's fight back again. And that works. Nice. Back to basics now, please. That would be perfect. Nope, not back to basics, but Force Will is good too. Still need another blue card, but okay, we will find it soon. We find Meddling Mage, that's really good too. If we have to use it now, we can pitch, but I really want to play it. Carpet of Flowers, sure. Not going to fight over that. It's really good, but, you know, it will resolve, unfortunately. They brainstorm, okay. Just want to untap here. They do cast Show and Tell, at least I know that they can't fight back, because that means they only have 2 cards left in hand. Draw land. I'm going to slam in first because I want to see what I draw. Hopefully a blue card. Going to fetch a basics if I can. Not a blue card, so am I willing to just expose this Meddling Mage? And then if they play Sneak Attack, that really sucks. So I think I'm going to have to just play this Strand and pass. I haven't seen a single One Ring yet. That would be really good. We have a lot of good draws. They can also start hard casting their monsters soon with this Carpet of Flowers, so I need to be aware of that too. So probably this Meddling Mage is going to remain Force or Will food. Just want to flip Tamio as soon as possible. Take back these forces forever. And you know what would be really good now? Wistfulness, so I can get rid of this Carpet of Flowers. Show and Tell. I'm going to have to fight over this. Do they have the nuts of Monster and Veil of Summer? Yes, indeed. That's okay, this is what I was hoping for. So they have a Traxxas, so in response, at least I can swords it. It's something. Not the best, but I mean, at least it's something. So they take Scalding Town, Cage, Stock Up. That's not that great. Also, Grovigus Cage. Okay, I don't care. And now, I'd really, really like to draw back the basics. That would be really good. I have a lot of good draws. One Ring, Wistfulness. Nice, Wistfulness. So we will see how good it is. So I'm definitely going to get rid of this Carpet of Flowers. And do I also want to... I could also evoke if I want to. If I have double blue, double green, Tamio also flips. So I guess I just... But then I need to play this forest. So I guess I just attack. Now, best case scenario is me just drawing a Pyroblast. So I'm going to play for that. Nice, this is really cool. I love this. So we will destroy that one. Draw 2, discard. We draw the One Ring. That's also very nice. Don't think I want another Wistfulness, so let's get rid of that. Tamio flips. Okay, that was really cool. That was really cool. And we also have a 6/5. Well, they have the Show and Tell, so we shall put the One Ring into the battlefield. Again, at least it's something. Emrakul and Cage. So Emrakul is scary. So now I have to think, because if I draw a card with this One Ring, Emrakul will kill me. That's flying. Then again, I can... Tamio, -1. Sorry, -2 to bring something back. Swords doesn't work. Fortunately, I don't think I have anything against a resolved Emrakul. Unless I just need to continuously find One Rings. Now, if I do that, they can still just trigger the Annihilator, but yeah, what else am I going to do, right? I think I just have to. Sure, Carpet of Flowers, not great. Draw some more cards. Play the carpet, play the Uro. Just want to play as many permanents as I can to survive that Annihilator trigger. And let's yield. Could stop these triggers with Consign to Memory, but I've already used that one in Exile. So get rid of a bunch of permanents here. Not looking great. Let's draw and probably lose. We also didn't find a One Ring, but we can get rid of it with Wistfulness. Brainstorm. Yeah, we're dead. There's nothing I can do against Resolved Emrakul, though. Unfortunately, because this game was cool. Pretty good hand here. I'm going to keep. What I really like here is that we can actually turn to Wistfulness for what we want, but they just Thoughtseize. Luckily, we have double Brainstorm, so Thoughtseize is not the end of the world. And they take the Tamio. That makes sense. They always do. We found Wrath. They leave a card on top of Sewers. Sure. Misty's nice. Let's just Brainstorm now to play around Bowmasters. Pretty good. I think Wistfulness is the worst one currently, and I don't want them to take. My guess would be Brainstorm. They just play land and pass. Nice. That's the game that I want to play, my friend. I'm just going to chill. Do I want that Wistfulness? I don't think so. Let's fetch. I'm going to fetch here as well, and then just play Uro. Bit afraid of playing against a combo deck, but they're not doing a whole lot if I am playing against a combo deck. One Ring's nice. Wasteland's fine. Hardcast Kaito. That is a good one. Remember when I said that the only card you lose to when you're playing against blue-black is Kaito? Let's try and not prove that this is true. I'm not going to want to do a daze. Really want to cast that Back to Basics, but I don't think I can afford to. Okay, we do have another island here. Or Prismatic Ending. But let's get rid of Back to Basics and I guess Force Negation. Ponder away some bad cards. Tamio. Okay, pass turn. I'm just looking for another land so I can play the One Ring and then we will win. If it resolves, of course. If we draw one more land, that means that every threat we play is difficult for them to deal with. They need to counter the One Ring. Prismatic Ending gets rid of Kaito. Wistfulness is actually also really good. I can flip Tamio. We'll see. Kind of hoping that they just Murktide here and then I can Swords it to bait out probably Forcible if they have it. Nethergoyf. Okay, in response, Swords. Nethergoyf is fine. Don't find anything, unfortunately. I guess at this point I just want to draw cards, so I'm actually going to Wistfulness. And evoke it. Let us dig for lands. Okay, pretty good. I guess we discard one Tamio. Let's play land. I can Ending Nethergoyf now. I'm just baiting out counter magic, really. Now I want to get a Tundra, so I can potentially hardcast that Wrath of the Skies. And if they do have Wasteland, I want them to get rid of this Tundra, not the Volcanic. Snuff out, sure. My guess is that they're just sitting on at least one force, and they just want to try and ride this Kaito to victory. That's the idea. Thoughtseize. Okay, that's fine. So I'm definitely just going to commit next turn. I have to. If they take the Ring, I will Ending. If they take Ending, I will Ring. One Ring is a scarier card, though, but looks like they don't care. Okay, let's just play the island. Play the One Ring. They will have Force and pass through the turn. I think you can see why I've gone up to double Pyroblast in the sideboard. Kaito is literally very, very scary for our deck. Not much we can do against it. But he only played two, so... Oko, sure, let's play it. Yeah, I think they're actually going to fight over this. Looks like they're going to Force a Will. Yep. I mean, that's fine because it wasn't... I don't think it was going to make me win the game. So if I now draw Ending or Ring, maybe it resolves. They could also just have another Force Will and feel fine. Wistfulness, good card, but if I just play it, they can simply tap it down. So I do think I need to dig for Prismatic Ending. So let's evoke. Bowmasters 2. Okay. So I guess we just lose because I can't draw. Let's concede. So I've said this a million times before. You're afraid of Kaito and pretty much nothing else. So let's play Pyroblasts, Carpets, and then some removal spells. That's it. Back to Basics, not that great against them. And there is Force Negation. Don't think Wistfulness is that great in this matchup specifically. I think Endurances are better here, so I'm going to bring these back in. One is expensive. I usually trim one. I don't think I want to have double Wrath of the Skies, though. And I'm also cutting 1 Oko. Well, that's an awkward hand. I'm going to mulligan that one away. If they wasteland me, it's just game over. This is better. Let's keep. And trim. I really don't like Force Sword in this matchup, so let's just trim it, especially after I'm mulliganed already. Play the Folk and pass. Brainstorm. No, Ponder. Usually their best play is just Thoughtseize. Not a sword. You know what? I'm actually going to Brainstorm now. If they daze this one, I'm okay with that. Kind of hoping that they do that. Nope. So what do I not want them to take? So since I have another swords, I guess I put that one on top. If they do Thoughtseize me, then they will probably take the swords here. And since I know that I have another one, that's fine. Perfect. That's why we set it up the way we did. Taking Ura wouldn't make any sense. Taking Brainstorm is bad too, so they will take the swords as I expected. So this is me setting it up to have the best hand against a Thoughtseize. We also have a Supreme Verdict on top of there, so I just wanted it. I wanted it to seem like I didn't have that much going on. They did shuffle with a Ponder, nice. I'm just going to Brainstorm. That is pretty bad. Not a lot of luck with my lands today. Okay, what are we doing? Can't play that, and I want to hide, I guess, Endurance. Can't cast it though. They can take that. So I guess maybe Brainstorm, honestly. Yeah, I don't want them to take Brainstorm. We shall take the Tamio. Called it. Perfect. Always, these days, if you're playing against Blue-Black specifically, always assume that they have Thoughtseize, because the safest place where you can put your cards is on top of your library. So they had Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, but that's all okay. I'm going to Brainstorm. Could also Uro, but I know the card on top is trash and I don't want to walk into a Bowmasters, so Brainstorm, dig for some lands. Now, if they're really smart, they can actually just Force Will this one. Looks like they do that. Okay, they do pitch Force Will. So, do I want to Endurance their graveyard here to prevent them from having Murktide? Card on top is pretty bad, so I don't think I can do that. I can still Uro next turn. Bowmaster, that's really okay. We're going to draw Supreme Verdict, so if I just draw a land, we're good. And I will just Uro into this Bowmasters. If I draw a land, we are fine. Which we do. So now, of course, what am I afraid of? Say it together with me. Kaito, indeed. And I did not find my Pyroblasts, and they did find their Kaitos. They play 2, keep that in mind. So they will always have it, but that's why you need to have your Pyroblast. Do they have another Thoughtseize? Yes, they do. Thoughtseize number 3. Pretty good for them. My hand's not that great, though, so I don't really care what they take. I just want to find a way to get rid of this Kaito. Take Endurance. Okay. Unexpected. Okay, I guess we play it. This is just me buying myself some time, because they will just kill it with Kaito eventually, but at least now I don't lose life. Okay, this is what I was hoping that would happen. Blue, green, white, red. This is why we play the Volcanic. Let's see if they have counter magic. They've already used double force, so chances are low. Nice. Now that this resolved, I'm currently very happy with the situation. Any green land and we can recast Uro. That's really good. Wouldn't mind a Carpet of Flowers. Okay, they didn't find it. They do have Wasteland, sure. Cut me off for forests. Right in time. But that's okay. If I'm just going to get beaten down by a 1-1, I don't care. Time is on my side. Let's ponder. Okay, pretty bad. Gonna have to shuffle. Nice, we do find the land. I am going to play Uro immediately. I could also just Supreme Verdict, though. But I think I'd rather have Uro. That resolves, nice. Play the land. And now you can see that we are taking control of this game. And you know why? Because we've gotten rid of freaking Kaito. I know I'm exaggerating this, but it's really how this game is. You know, get rid of Kaito, win the game. They kill Uro, sure. I'm just going to play it again. Now they don't have removal spells for this. They need to start blocking. Because they are at 6 life. Of which I think I've done 0. That is kind of funny. Okay, they didn't do anything, so let's fetch. What I need to do now is just attack and then verdict. Could also go for one ring though. Don't hate that, but I want to see what I find first. Okay, then I found swords. That does change things. Because now what I will do is just attack. They will block. You have to. And then I can very safely play this one ring. See what's up. If they counter this, I'm going to swords in response. Yes, so let's swords away Bowmasters. And brainstorm now. Let's hide away. I think Endurance is the best one here, and then Supreme Verdict. I'm going to draw both next turn, so let's just put them like this. Because if they Thought Seize me and they put Uro into the graveyard, that's okay. Okay, they don't do anything. Let's play the Vista, just slam in. And I hope that it was clear just how different this game is, whether or not they have Kaito. Because if they have Kaito, we are in trouble, but if they don't, it's such a good matchup. They will block as they should. Let's Endurance. Target them. I'm just going to chill. They fail to push Uro, sure. Baragoyf, sure. Let's just board wipe. Recast Uro. Find the land too. I had already F6 through the turn, otherwise of course I would have played Tamiyo. I just don't think it matters anymore. They play Baragoyf and Tamiyo, sure. Let's slam in. They decided not to block Uro. That was a bit surprising. Let's just play the other one then. Flip Tamiyo. Play the one ring. Play another Tamiyo. This game is so over. We draw. Pass through the turn. They will draw. Slam in here, sure. Go ahead, my friend. That Brainstorm flip does not do anything. They play another Tamiyo, sure. Whatever. Wrath for the Skies, pretty good. I don't need it though. Yeah, so they can see. What I was going to do is I'm going to take back swords, get rid of these two, and just kill them. Nice. Okay, you guys know the drill. We shall keep Kaito off the table and win. I'm going to keep this one because I have Carpet of Flowers. It is a bit of a risky keep, I'm not going to lie. Because they are Thoughtseize, that's scary, but this hand's too good to mulligan. Nethergoyf. Sure. If they had turn 1 Thoughtseize, they would do that. I want to bait out Days, so I think I just go for turn 1 Tamiyo. I could also just play this Carpet of Flowers, that's probably better. If they don't have Days, then this is going to pop off. And I can actually just follow this up with a Tamiyo. It resolves, nice. So let's play Tamiyo. Pretty good start. Ponder, sure. They snuff out, sure. Now they clearly don't have Days, so I'm not going to respect it. And I'm going to follow this up with an Endurance. Pretty good against Nethergoyf. And next turn I can play the One Ring, so if they do have Days or Force, I want them to play it. Excellent. So I can play the One Ring next turn. And Bowmaster is so bad against the One Ring too. It may seem like it's good, but it's really not. You will find ways to get rid of these Bowmasters. Especially in Bant Control, you also gain so much life that it's really fine. Do I want to walk this One Ring into a Daze, really? A bit afraid of doing that. I do think it's too good not to play. They don't have Daze, so I'm just going to pop this off. And if they force this, fine. So my guess is in response they Bowmasters. As I said, that's fine. I have swords also, so this is really okay. Perfect. So they just pass. I will draw with the One Ring because they can't target me. Then I will swords Bowmasters, draw cards again. And then all they did is get a 2-2. Static ending, yes please. So I will gain... I have so much white that I will gain blue. Let's start with getting rid of these Bowmasters. Reason for doing this with my ending is because, there we go, I was afraid of them having another Bowmaster, so I will swords that one. That works, nice. And then I get to draw a million cards. Let's play Tamiyo and pass. Am I going to put this Tamiyo into blocking duty? Yeah, maybe, honestly. I just want to... I will take over the game if the game goes long, so I will just block here. Now I can see if they have Kaito, if they decide to play it. Okay, they don't have Kaito. Nice. Now they have Dorothy Voidwalker. So what I want to do is I want to find a board wipe, which I play a bunch. I can also find the One Ring, so I think I just want to let this one resolve. I want to have Force or Will, whatever they have left. Tamiyo 2. Okay, so it's board wipe that I'm going to be looking for. Let's pass. Let's draw. Let's brainstorm. If anything fails, I can still play the Wandering now. So I'm going to win this, but I need to figure out how. So I don't want the Force. I don't want this land. I will gain some mana. Fetch away these bad cards. Let's get that Volk. Play the Wandering. Play that Tamio. All good stuff. Keep in mind, they can play the Wandering with their Dorothy Voidwalker, but I have Force for that. There's also a Brainstorm and a Flutterstrand. Maybe I should pop this on screen. Definitely do not want to play this Uro into the Voidwalker. They get a clue and draw with it. Sure. Well, looks like they are going to get the Dorothy Voidwalker here. I guess they want to play the Ring. Which, of course, maybe I should draw first. If I have Ending, it's fine. Or if I find Wistfulness, it's also fine. Didn't, so I'm going to force Pitching, Brainstorm. I'm going to draw more than enough cards. I can hide this again. Didn't find anything here. Let's ponder first. Ending and Pyroblast. Let's think. I think I'm going to take these. Slam in. Gain a bit of blue mana. Let's draw. Flip the Tamio. Ending the Nethergoyf. Maybe the Uro. Put a land into play with the Uro. Recast the Uro. Put the land into play with the Uro. And pass. I kind of wanted to find a blue card here, but I guess I can't complain. Looking pretty good. Thoughtseize. Yeah, whatever. Whatever you take, I can bring back with Tamio, so I'm okay with that. This card, Force, sure. Looks like they found Kaito. No, they draw. Okay. And we have this game fully under control. If we ever need to, we can Prismatic Ending to get rid of our own One Ring. We may find another one. We also have Pyroblast for Kaito, so I literally do not see a world where we do not win. It's One Ring. So we can force if they have Bowmaster as the last card. Looks like they do, but we set that up. Of course, I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't drawn the Force Wheel. Yeah, same thing. We can't have that now, can we? And they concede. Nice. What a slogfest this was, but we won, and as I said, it's all about Kaito. So game one, if they have it, then you're in trouble. Otherwise, you will just win this relatively easy. Nice. Not terribly exciting, but am I going to mulligan this? I'm playing this to fair. Maybe it's a bit too much nothing, really. Let's mulligan. Yeah, this is much better. Let's keep and get rid of Force Negation, I guess. Start off with a Thoughtseize. Yeah, I guess that's okay. They take the Ponder, sure. Okay, let's pass turn. Wrath of the Sky is good in the matchup. Rumble, okay. They choose Grist. We can get rid of that with Ending. Draw the Forest, nice. So we have our basics. Let's pass the turn. Next turn, probably get rid of Grist with Ending. They play the Grist. And they activate it. We shall Ending Grist as I expected we would. And now I want to draw blue cards so I can start casting Uros. I am also feeling pretty safe with this Wrath of the Skies. Baragoyf. Do I care? I think I'd rather keep that Uro. We have a lot of removal spells. Spellbomb. That's unfortunate. But I can destroy it with Wrath, so that's something. Wistfulness too. Well, that's cool. Don't have double blue, so I could also exile the spell. So I can only exile the Spellbomb. Now I can just cast Uro to draw lands, because I want to get rid of Baragoyf, and then I can pitch this Wistfulness to this Force Wheel, which is the best one here. I think I currently rather have Uro, because I need to draw cards. And I also want to especially play these lands. The One Ring, that's a good one. So let's play this. Now they will probably use the Spellbomb. Now the question is, do they have Wasteland? Because if I can slam down the One Ring, we probably win. They do have the Wasteland, that sucks for us. We're still fine. We get to bring back Hogak. So I guess we have to counter that one. Smallpox are really good for them. Maybe I should counter that. Don't think I can afford to miss a land drop. Or just in general, miss a land. Let's counter it. I just need the One Ring next turn. That also keeps me safe from Hogak. No follow-up. Let's just play another Uro. I know they will get rid of it with Nile's Spellbomb, but I mean, I can't not do anything here. We did find the land. Nice. Let's pass. They slam in. Let's see what they get. Another Hogak. They take it. That makes sense. But I'm not that afraid of Hogak. This Wrath is starting to look very juicy. Please don't have Thoughtseize. Spellbomb, get rid of Uros. Rumble, that's fine. I just want to play this One Ring and then just crush them. Play Mox Diamond, Hatchery, nice. Okay, so we do find the One Ring. Let's play that one first. And as soon as you have the One Ring, it's all easy from here on. Draw immediately, pass turn. Saga trigger short. They will pass because they can't do anything. No, we'll definitely just Wrath. Let's draw some cards first. Oko is quite good here in this spot too. A lot of lands. So let's just Wrath. Boom, pass turn. They will just pass turn, nice. Don't want more lands, so let's fetch up a basic forest. Draw with the One Ring. How much do I want to respect Bowmasters? I think I just decide not to. Okay, cool, let's brainstorm. Let's put some lands back. Get a Misty. Play Oko. It's plus. I just want to have... I want to flip it next turn. And then I can actually... decide to mill, probably get some permanents in there, or just make some elks. We'll see. What I really like about Wistfulness in this list is that we can actually get rid of our own One Ring. Zuran Orb. Well, I can't counter that. So they will just use the Hatchery. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. If we find Tamio, we can just immediately flip it. Play the Hogak, sure. Let's Swords Hogak. In the upkeep, fetch. One Ring is also another protection against these insect tokens. I'm not very afraid of what they currently have going on. Don't want to flip Oko. I guess I'm going to draw some cards first. See what we have coming. One Ring gives protection. We also have this Wistfulness, so nice. So I would like to flip here, and I would also like to mill. Let's see what we find. Tamio and a drop. Nice, perfect. So this just works all so well together, especially with the One Ring and stuff like that. Now, I've already drawn with the One Ring, keep that in mind. But still, this all works very cleanly together. Might as well just get rid of the Zuran Orb. Let's pass. My guess is that they just kill Oko, which is the only thing they can do now. But it has done its job, it's okay. Oh, wait a minute, I think Wistfulness actually says opponents, right? Yeah, so I can't exile my own One Ring. They do not attack. Interesting. Let's draw. I do not want to transform. I will slam in first. They try to block, but I'm just going to draw and flip it. We do not find another One Ring, but that's okay. We may brainstorm. If we don't find another One Ring, I'm just going to Prismatic Ending my own One Ring. Looks like that is what I'm going to have to do, but we have one more shot at this. Because I can mill 3. Look for the One Ring. Force, Brainstorm, Ponder. Okay. Maybe I just don't care right now. Because they will just deal 0 damage with all these insects because my Tamio. I can bring back Ruthless Guys next turn to just kill all of these. So I guess I just play Wistfulness. Need to be careful not to mill myself. So maybe I shouldn't even want Endurance in this deck in case that happens. Thoughtseize. Do I care? Fine. They took Prismatic Ending, but I can just take that back with Tamio. And then they will Pithing Needle on Tamio. That cannot happen, so I'm going to counter that. Hogak resolves. Towards the Hogak. Go to 1. I'm not going to flip Oko. I will plus. Sorry, minus, so mill 3, take a permanent. Just looking for the One Ring. Go. I don't want to draw cards anymore. Let's just bring back Wrath. Don't care if my clue token dies. I just want to get rid of these insects. Definitely play the One Ring, of course. Just slam in with this. I'm going to play Oko again, because what happens here is that if you have one of these, the other side does not get removed because they are technically different planeswalkers. So I can use these both. What I want to do is I just want to get the flip side and probably make some elks as soon as possible. Cool game again. They just pass, nice. Of course, not going to do anything here with this One Ring. Not going to flip these. I will not use that one. Plus, target nothing. Let's brainstorm. Well, no, I don't want to brainstorm. Don't want to draw cards. Let's just slam in. We are in a situation where we just do not need to do anything and we will win this game. Let's just counter this. Not flip anything here. Just slam in. Next turn I will start flipping, probably. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back the basics. Bring back Force Will with Tamio. Because I may lose to Small Pox. Don't want that to happen. See, that's another thing I could lose too. So That's what I was anticipating. Let's just counter it. I will flip one of these Okos. Keep that one. Gonna say Elemental. Slam in. And I have found Sword. So now what I can do is I can Sword my own Elemental here. Because it has Hexproof. Which means I can still target this. It's a little bit awkward if I have to do that. But I can still make these two green Elk tokens. So we shall manage if we do need to do that. And they concede. Nice! Well, that was quite a slog. Let's just bring in more removal spells, 2 endurances and some land hate, and trim some counter magic, not that great. 2 swords. Maybe I should probably swap that for 1 ending 1 swords. That's probably better. And submit. And I've also cut 1 Oko and 1 Wistfulness. Against Pogs, this is fine. Let's keep. They do nothing. Excellent. Let's play the island and ponder, I guess. Like that. I'm going to take the Brainstorm. Next turn, draw the Endurance. And probably just chill. They have a Saga and Zuran Orb. Yeah, I'm going to say fine. I don't think that's something that I want to fight over. Let's Brainstorm first. Put a Jewel and an Uro back. Play a land, pass. The idea for having a Jewel is I want to have Wrath of the Skies. But I need double the mana for that to work. Let's draw the Plains. Okay. Wandering is not bad. Let's just pass. We did see Pithing Needle, so in response to them fetching a land, I am going to fetch. But let's Brainstorm in response to these triggers. We did find Wrath. Excellent. Yes, what do we want? I think the way this game is shaping up, I don't want Endurance. I don't think I want to have another land. I think this is fine. Now I will fetch. Definitely get a basic and just pass. Next turn, just blow up everything with Wrath. They've done nothing for 4 turns. Spellbomb is really okay. I could also just Wandering first. That's probably better. Thoughtseize, nah. So let's just Wandering, pass. Now what's really good here is since I brought in 2 Endurances, I'm really not afraid of going for a Clog Fest. Because I will just win the long game. See, and this is why I played Wandering first, because we will just find a land. It's okay. Even if it's not a Plains, I will find a land, and then I can play another Wandering. So let's draw a million cards. It's like we're going to have to play the Wandering, but that's okay. I have time. Keep the one without the counters. Harbinger is funny because I'm not going to play it now because I want to have Wrath of the Skies. It's also just another threat, so it is a win con. Huh, that's interesting. They Witherbloom command their own construct token. Because they're really just going heavy into this wasteland. I mean, I get it, but I don't think that's going to work. Okay, sure, if we get like super unlucky, it's possible. It's still Magic, so variance is a thing. Yep, and it does happen. Yep, that happens sometimes, but it's fine. We don't need to win ASAP. We have time. I like that. Let's play it. So I guess what I want to do is I want to Swords one of these constructs. I could also just play Uro. But then I don't have white mana. I think that's too risky. Rather just play the forests. So I definitely have 1 swords up. I think I'm going to need it. Let's pass. We shall throw away Uro and... Nice, they just slam in, so no threat following. That means I'm very safe. 3 damage is not going to be enough. They will get rid of that Uro as soon as possible, as they should. But I don't need it. This is perfect bait. What I do like about this Bant Control list as well is that we have a lot of threats. So Graveyard removal, which is usually very good against Bant Control, is not that impactful here. Let's draw a bunch of cards. Like they have Bowmasters. Do I want to Swords or do I want to Force? I think I want to Force because I want to Wrath of the Skies as well. Let's do that. Yikes. Didn't find a white source. This Wandering may just kill me soon. Let's think. I really just want to go Tamio, for sure, and then Swords on the Construct, but do I also want to play back the basics? It shuts them down really heavily. That means that does mean I go down 1, so very scary, especially with Bowmasters. Could also chill. Then I go down to still 2, I guess. I think I'm just gonna tap here and play the aggressive route. you can do is you can actually still potentially win if you're wandering and then you endurance, evoke it, you can swords it. I've done that to stay alive a couple of times. They cost a non-creature lose 2 life. That's scary. So I guess I'm going to swords now. So let's find that Uro. Go to 1. Just draw a bunch of these cards. I have to. We'll flip. It's plus. So my opponent is going to think that they've won. So what I need them to do is to mess up. I can't get rid of this Mai. They will attack with it for sure. Would be my guess at least. So I can't play this other Tamio. I need them to think that they can kill me. So I'm going to play Endurance, block this one. But then I'm still taking 4. So I'm still dead. So I need to also Swords Endurance and then survive. It's still scary, but there's not much I can do because anything else I do, I just lose. Ah, they also have the Witherbloom command. Can't do anything about that. I'm dead. So their West plan actually, surprisingly enough, works out for them. That's really funny because we were very unlucky not finding a plane there. Didn't feel like Harbinger was all that great. But back to basics are not that good in general. I probably just want to have more threats. It's just not what the game is about. I'm going to keep 1 though. 5 minutes remaining, so I'm going to play fast, talk less. I've actually never lost an entire game with Bant Control on time. I've only won on time. They thought season response Brainstorm. Let's hide Wrath. That's the best one. Probably a land. Yield. Don't really care what they take if I'm being honest. They take the Oko. Sure. Play land pass. I'm playing too fast because I should have played a white mana source here so I could have Wrath immediately. That's on me. They just play Valoon. Spellbomb too. Yeah, okay with this. Play the land pass. They do dredge with Loam. Bring back the Verdant Catacombs. Sure. Play Smallpox. Okay. So discard this. Get rid of a land. I'm just going to Wrath because that means I do get rid of these 2. With Loam, they can get back lands. So, and there's currently nothing in my graveyard that I care about. So I do get to kill the Mox. They will Loam. They mill Bowmaster's Wasteland and Command. So Wasteland lock is a thing. Land pass. Luckily I do have a lot of basics. So what's going to happen is they're just going to Loam every turn in Wasteland. And I'm just going to hopefully draw land each turn and play it. Assuming it's a basic, of course. Brainstorm, that's a good one. That's a bad one. Let's play this Forest pass. So 2 more rings on top. We're in trouble. It's just because of the Wasteland lock, really. Maybe not even the Wasteland lock. That Brainstorm was awful because we didn't find a fetch land. If we had a fetch land in there, then we could have now played a fetch land, played back the basics of our own, and shut them down. But we failed to find a fetch land, unfortunately. So there we have our 111 rings. Pretty awkward. Grist is a good picker for them, but we can get rid of it with Prismatic Ending. So that's okay. Nice, good pickup. So let's just get rid of Grist immediately. Now, as I said, we just need 1 land. Hopefully a basic. We can play the 1 ring and we are good. They Rumble and get Mai. They probably play it. Smallpox, that's a good one. That's an easy one. River Forest. We draw Uro, which is bad. They will Mortuary. They play a land, slam in. I'm going to do 1 draw step, maybe 2, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything here. They will just slam in. Let's draw 1 more card and then just concede. I think this game is over. Games 1 and 2 were really interesting, but this was kind of a non-game, unfortunately. Might as well counter that Hogak. Why not? We're still going to lose, though. And we draw another blank. Concede. Whoa, sorry about that. So, I actually have been recording over 2.5 hours at this point, so I'm wearing different clothes right now because I'm actually recording this the day after the first 3 games, 3 rounds. I just did not have time to record anymore, but that's the luxury of doing YouTube. Anyway, this hand's fine, I'm going to keep. We have counter magic, we have removal, we have some way for looting with Wistfulness, so I'm not unhappy here. Chalice, no, Grindstone. Do I want to counter? I think I want to counter this. Simply because I don't want them to have access to red mana. So I think I'm just going to counter here. I could also decide not to, and then if I can Wistfulness this Grindstone, that's full value. Maybe that's better, honestly. Yeah, let's do that. They have another one. Okay, so now I'm very happy that I didn't counter. Prismatic Ending. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna ending one of them, because why not? Wistfulness can only get rid of one of these, so being able to Prismatic Ending one of them is fine. Tomb Khan. Well, definitely gonna counter that. I guess I force a negation, pitch Oko. I'd rather have this Wistfulness. Looks like they do have the Pyroblast, but that means I'm gonna force. Oh, whoops, that's my bad. I already F6'd. I definitely should have counted this one. Now, of course, that has happened, unfortunately. This is why you should never F6. That's on me. They take Grindstone, though. Huh, that's interesting. Another Swords. That's terrible. Let's pass through the turn. So I guess their hand is just filled with a bunch of Painters. Now, they didn't have red mana currently, so that's good. Unless they have another Simian Spirit Guide. I'm probably going to Wistfulness next turn. I think, as much as I really want to have it, I need to get rid of this Karn somehow. They just plus. Okay, so let's Wistfulness. Let's draw 2 and discard. Gonna discard a Swords. Play the land. Now I really want to cast this Tamio, but I don't think I have the luxury of doing that. I'm a bit confused about them just getting Grindstone with Karn. I guess they just have nothing that they can get. So if I draw a land here, we're good with the One Ring, but no, we have Tamio. I guess it's fine since I could play the other one. I do need to wait to get rid of this Karn, because if I play the One Ring, it doesn't do a whole lot since they have Karn. So I do need to have threats, something like that. And they don't even plus with Karn? Yes, they do. Okay. Wrath of the Skies. Not bad. Unfortunately, these tokens that Tamio makes are also artifacts, so a lot of shutdown here. Could see myself actually just going Wrath to get rid of this Grindstone, but keep in mind they have another one in hand. This doesn't look like they can do a whole lot with Karn currently. But this game will probably be decided because I just stupidly F6 through the turn. This is why you never do that, kids. Never F6. They just concede. What's happening? Okay. Well, would have drawn Brainstorm, so okay, yeah. These would have been a bunch of good draws, so we were gonna get there. Nice. Okay, so I guess this is an easy sideboarding strategy. These are all very good, and I think that's about it. Gonna trim down some number of swords. I think in this matchup, Wistfulness is actually going to be great, but I don't think Oko is what I want in this matchup, so I'm going to trim those. And even though we didn't see it, I am expecting a lot of Pyroblasts, so I'm just going to cut these Force Negations. Endurance is not bad against them, but yeah, I'm still not sure what exactly they are playing. My guess would be Painter with Karn, but I'm not sure yet. This sounds good, but I mean, I can't survive on this forest, so that's a mulligan. This is much better, let's keep that. Wistfulness has been surprisingly good every single time I've had it. If your hand is banned, then you can draw 2, discard 1. Even that's fine, right? Now, I don't think I need 2, though, so I'm going to put 1 on the bottom. Yes, we are playing against Painter, as expected. Let's start with a Tundra. The good part here is that Wistfulness exiles. So we are playing against the Graveyard package, so if we end up going to game 3, then I will bring in these Endurances. I actually think I'm going to consign to memory this one. Or maybe I want to consign to memory the ability that they can get creatures. I think that's better. They play Painter. Okay, that makes it easy. That can happen. So let's counter that. Let's see if they have Pyroblast and the Monkey. No, they do not have a Spirit Guide. The Manigan is pretty good too. So I'm going to ending with my Savannah. I want to Brainstorm next turn, and that means I can Wistfulness, double green. Ideally, I don't have to. But if they only make 1 Construct token, that's fine, really. Maybe they didn't have mana, that's also possible. Painter's Servant. Okay, so now I'm definitely going to Brainstorm in a turn, because I probably want to exile that. We'll see, depends on this Brainstorm. Can't Wistfulness. That's a pretty bad Brainstorm. Now I could just Harbinger, but that's scary since they already have the Urza's Saga. Don't think that's what I want to be doing. They're going to be able to get a Grindstone though, so I think I have to ponder and hope to find green. That's my best bet. I'm going to put the Harbinger on top, that's the worst one in here. It's unfortunate that I'm not able to show you how good Wistfulness is, because if I had double green here, that would be just insanely powerful now. So I'm going to shuffle, and fingers crossed that we draw land. We do not. So that sucks. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to chill. And I'm going to stifle this trigger. At least that's pretty good. I'm going to replicate, because if they have one Pyroblast, that means they can only do one of these. And they haven't made any land drops, so it does seem like they're in a bit of trouble. So this other Saga hasn't done anything for them. And now I can just exile the Painter Servant if I do draw land. Magus of the Moon, that double blue, that's actually not that problematic, because I have the Wandering. This is so funny, because I play back to basics myself. So, sure. I do need to draw lands, though, because now everything's a mountain. And normally I have a lot of basics. But I'm really not that unhappy about this. Any land I draw is Wandering, and then I think we get there. We will find our basics. So let's play the Wandering. If they have Pyroblast now, that sucks, but I mean, it happens. They do. Okay. And I'm just going to yield through turn a couple of times. Important for me to know that they bring in Magus of the Moon against us, which is, I'm not going to lie, I think it's kind of terrible, but they decided that it was worth it, so. We do draw the plane, so that's really good. Any removal spell now, I can just get rid of Magus, and then get this Wistfulness happening. So, pretty good. Well, not any removal spell, I need swords. I can't cast Prismatic Ending. Well, I can cast it, but it doesn't do anything. Although I could get rid of Painter Servant, we'll see. Don't be fooled here. I know that Magus of the Moon seems really good against us now, but it's really not that good against this deck. Normally you have at least one basic in here. If you can fetch up like one island, it just doesn't do anything. We're just going to go a couple of turns, and they're going to attack, and we lose. Any changes now that I know that I am playing against Painter for sure? I like trimming forces. I don't think Harbinger is that good, and back to basics, same. And then I do like endurances. And in fact, what I like is just trying to make Red Blast as awful as possible. So keep in one, and I could even see myself bringing in Oko again. But I think having one force left is fine. Let's submit. Pretty good here. Let's keep. And as I said, you can see why Blood Moon is not an issue for this deck at all. Because I have a basic... this will give me the basic island that I need. I have a plains, and now one green mana, and we are golden. Ponder. Sword, pretty good. I do think I'm going to just keep everything here. Even if we don't have access to green, if they would play a Blood Moon, it doesn't really matter. In fact, I'm kind of hoping that they go for Blood Moon now. Or Magus for the Moon, whatever. Grindstone, sure. Petal works. We play Plains and Pass. Let's see what threat they play. Goblin Engineer, sure. They put Painter into the graveyard. I am just going to swords. I know I have Endurance, but I don't want to risk this. And I also really want to play Uro. Now, keep in mind that if they have Painter Servant and Ancient Tomb here, what's going to happen is they can actually Ancient Tomb for Painter and kill you immediately. So I'm going to have to play a bit careful here and just not do anything. There we have the Tomb. I just want to draw land. Excellent. Now the question is, do I want to go for back to basics here? Don't think so. I think what I'd rather do is just play Uro and then have access to swords. I think that's better. Ending is pretty good though. I'm definitely going to play that. Get Savannah for double green. Do this. All good. So now I just need... They play Ancient Tomb. Now I just need blue mana to recast Uro. Brainstorm. Let's play it. Let's see if they have Pyroblasts, because they will use it. They don't. Nice. Don't think I need Endurance. That's not what the game is about. And I don't like this back to basics. Then again, if they play these Ancient Tombs and these Petals, it might be good. So I think the worst card in here is now, I guess, Endurance. Or maybe back to basics, really. Like, they're not doing anything. Yeah, I could also just chill. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put double Endurance here. Play the Vista. Play Tamio with Trop, and I kind of want to draw this Endurance. We'll see. That was to be expected. But back to basics, of course. It's so easy to actually Pyroblast that. Let's just fetch. I don't want the Endurance. Let's get a Forest. As you can see, Blood Moon is now completely worthless against us. play the Flooded Strand. Let's just play the Uro. If they Pyroblast Uro, that's really okay. I can just do that an infinite amount of times. They do not. Nope. Okay, we draw Force Will. Not bad here because they've already used one Pyroblast. We shall see what they decide to do next. And they just concede. Yeah, I didn't feel like we could ever lose this game. This is generally a very good matchup. Let's see if we can finish this hot. Okay, I'm going to keep. It's a bit risky if I'm playing against a combo deck, but I probably want to play Tamiyo turn 1. I think it's just too good not to. Fetching up an island with my Prismatic Feaster. Cloud Post. Okay, so now I'm happy that I did play the Tamiyo. Get 2 draws for a blue spell, so let's see if we can do that. Now, game 1 against Cloud Post is challenging, not gonna lie. We didn't have a whole lot against them. I just want to find my back to basics and win immediately. That would be pretty sweet. Okay, we don't find it, but we do find Ponder, so that's a blue card. Something. So we can force now. And I have the One Ring coming soon, so that's something. Looks like I have a slow start too, so I am going to flip this Tamiyo as soon as possible. Not a blue card, that's pretty good. Let's Ponder first. See what's up. Brainstorm 2. I think I want this Brainstorm, but I don't think I want anything else. Let's play the Fetch Land, slam in. And I think I want to get Savannah here, so I have white and double green. The island here is blue. Let's see what they do. Looks like they want to stifle that. Ooh. Do I care? Let's think about this. Is this really that big of an issue for me? I think the answer is honestly no. I don't want to force this. So I'm just going to let it slide. This is okay. I know that I have a land on top. I'm going to have Brainstorm next turn to flip Tamiyo. So this is okay. I'm going to rather counter a potential Karn, something like that. Stock up, that can resolve. Let's start by slamming in, Brainstorm, see what's up. I could also Uro if I want to, but I think I want to Brainstorm first. Shuffle away some bad cards. Who knows, maybe we find back the basics. And play for that. Wistfulness is going to be really good in this matchup. Sword's going to be awful though, so let's get rid of that. I don't think I need 2 Uros, so let's put that one back. Flip the Tamiyo. They currently don't have blue, so I'm just going to fetch now. Get my, I guess, Tropical Island. Don't have to play around Wasteland against them, so let's do that. Plus before I forget. Do I want to draw here? I think I do. Another Tamiyo, that's not great. 7, that's cast trigger, so that will happen, but I'm just going to force. I must. My guess is that they force back. No. Okay, so I'm going to One Ring. Now I'm going to top deck back the basics. That's what I'm going to do. Failure. Yeah, I'm just going to One Ring. Next turn, I can actually hardcast Wistfulness, so that's really good. Let's see if they have Force Will. They have Force Negation. Same thing. Good part here is that if they rely on their own One Ring, I can Wistfulness that. It's so good. It really is. They have Karn. Okay. Game number 1, this matchup is almost unbeatable. This is why we play so many sideboard cards. They play Phyrexian Metamorph. That's okay. Guess I just start with Uro. See what's up. Play the land. Play the Tamiyo. Play the fetch. Looks like they're going to Cosmos Command for 1,000,000. Indeed. Scry and Spawn tokens. And I guess they're just going to lock me out. Indeed. Magicynth Lattice. So as we said before, this matchup's pretty much unbeatable before sideboarding, but you have a lot of haymakers against them, all of these. And also like Pyroblasts. Swords are pretty bad. They do have some stuff like they usually have like the Duke of Paragoyfs and Hellbreacher in the sideboard, stuff like that, but I still don't think it's worth keeping the swords in. Probably shouldn't trim all of them though. Don't think Oko is where I want this. Wrath is probably pretty bad. So I guess I should trim 1 Uro for 1 swords, and the same goes for 1 ending 1 swords. Let's submit. Not the best, but I do have a lot of ponders to find what I need, so any back to basics-esque effect is good, so I'm just going to fetch up an island and ponder. There we go. Never didn't have it. So I guess we take force now. They Cloud Post and pass. Fine, that's what I was hoping for. Let's play the plains. Do I want to ponder? I'm not going to do it next turn, so I might as well. Let's hide the back to basics on top. You never know what they might have. It's the safest place where you can put your cards if you don't need them is just on top of your library. Like I said, they have sideboard Duke of Baragoyf, so sometimes they might randomly play a Thoughtseize. If it doesn't harm you, just play it the safest way you can. So there's a Prismatic Ending on top. Really don't want that. Let's get that island here. Just back to basics. Slam it down. Sure, we will see a force. Indeed. So let's force back. And if that worked, we probably win. See if they have double force. No. Nice. Played a Glimmer Post. Sure. And they played a One Ring, but they do tap out for this. I am honestly okay with that. So we just need to draw land here. So we can Prismatic Ending the One Ring. That'll be perfect. Never didn't have it. Nice. Oh, never mind. I can't Prismatic Ending yet. I still need to get the Volcanic. But I'm going to get this Forest here. Let's Ponder. But I'm not that afraid of this One Ring, if I'm being honest. These are all pretty good cards, but they are a bit slow. So I can take Uro, draw the Tamio, but then draw Tamio again. Then I can just flip it immediately. I think I need to keep this one. The alternative was to just shuffle and hope to draw a land so I could Volcanic Island, which is not awful. But I think I have time, you know. The Back to Basics is so good. It's not a guaranteed win, so this is a bit risky, this pond. This is a bit risky, but I think, you know, Tamio is so powerful on its own that I don't want to shuffle that away, especially since I also have Uro. Annihilation Tomb. We draw another Back to Basics. That's really powerful. So let's slam in. I'm going to play the Back to Basics immediately. Because they will fight over this if they can. They have to. Okay, nice. That just works. Cool. They didn't draw in response, which is interesting. So I guess their One Ring is now my win con. Still not out of the weeds just yet. I really want to have Force Will to be safe. And Consigned to Memory is probably even better. They don't have that many ways how they can get rid of this. I think Sink into Stupor is the only thing that really comes to mind. I have my own One Ring, so let's attack. But I'm not going to play the One Ring. I want to flip this Tamio as soon as possible. So let's draw some cards with that. Because I hope that they have the Kozilek's Command, tap these lands to get rid of this. Brainstorm is better. Let's cast it. They're going to Hull Breacher. So this is why we kept that Plains. See if they have found a force. They did not. Excellent. So let's put these two back. That will flip. And we did find Consigned to Memory, so that is really, really good to pass. And they also had to tap some mana for this Urza's Tower. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ride this Tamio to victory. I'm going to keep this Consign. I'm going to take it back with the minus ability, and I'm just going to let them die to their own One Ring. That's the idea. I'm only going to feel relatively safe once I untap here, which looks like we are going to be able to do. It's really good that we have double Back to Basics for a potential Sink into Stupor. We draw that One Ring, we plus, and we just pass the turn. I guess I could play one Tamio. Yeah, why wouldn't we? Let's just play that. I can replicate 3 times, so we're still very safe. Okay, so that One Ring is a 2-turn clock. Let's go. And there we have the Ugin. So we are going to Consign to Memory and replicate 3 times. I targeted this one. And they will stifle that. Nice. So I'm just going to counter this. And now they will draw a bunch of cards. And this is why I actually targeted the triggered ability, because I'm not that afraid of the abilities on the Ugin itself. There we go, that worked. So now I will just add 3 colorless mana, play some mana dorks, I guess. And this is unfortunate because now they are going to be able to get rid of my Back to Basics. So Stifle, awkwardly good. I would have assumed they would have boarded it out, but I guess I was wrong. They reveal Kozilek's Command. Yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to survive 2 more turns, and then the One Ring kills them. They only have access to this Talisman and this island, so they are going to definitely try and cast a colorless spell. So I think what I'm going to do is minus here, take the Consign to Memory. And then I just want the Prismatic Ending their way to make mana, so I'm just going to get rid of this. This is such a cool game. That's... yeah, I mean, you do what you gotta do. Might as well just attack, you know. Now, they can still add mana, remember, with Ugin. This is why I took the Consign to Memory, because I want to stifle their ability to get rid of Back to Basics. So I hope they can't cast two spells, because then the Wandering will just kill them. They go to 3 now. Keep in mind they know about this consigned memory. But now they need a way to get rid of both Back to Basics and their own Wandering, which is not easy. It's possible. Get rid of it with Ugin, then stifle their own Wandering. And now at this point, honestly, I'm not sure if I want to fight over this. Because they will still die to the Wandering. They will have 1,000,000 mana next turn to untap. But is that such a big deal? Because I just want to fight over potential stifle. Then he still needs to survive a turn. They can play another Wandering, so I'm afraid of them. They have 4 mana, so I'm afraid of them playing the Wandering and resolving. So I'm actually just gonna, this is crazy, but I'm just going to let this one happen. They will draw with the Wandering. They are digging. They do not attack, which is really important, because I'm actually going to bring back a Force Will in the graveyard, just to fight over potential stifle, whatever they might have. Let's draw here. Tropical. I want to take Pyroblast, so I wanted to Volcanic. Not draw Tropical. It's funny how I just used their own Wandering against them. Because here's what I expect will happen. In their upkeep, the trigger, they will stifle that. I will force, and they will force back, and then I need to Pyroblast. Okay, so I'm going to, I guess, draw with the Clue token is the best thing. Digging for a land here. Wistfulness. Well, I'm definitely not going to get rid of their own Wandering. So what I could do is I could evoke. That means I've given up on Pyroblast. I don't think I have that many odds, though. I just need to take back Force Will. Oh, no, wait a minute. I can actually attack first. That gives me another clue, which allows me to dig 1 deeper, but I'm definitely going to bring back the Force first. There we go. Now I actually have the option of pitching this Wistfulness to this Force, and I also have Consigned Memory up. So if I now use Force and Plains to draw a card with a Clue token, and if it would be a fetch land, that means I also have Pyroblast. So I think that's the best way to do this. And you can see him thinking, because that was a smart play on my end. Looks like they have Kozilek's Command, which I'm going to consign to memory. Let's think. So what I can do, they clearly need me to not have that Force, so I'm going to consign to memory for sure. But I do want to draw with this Clue token, so I think this Trigonal stack I can actually draw first. See what's up. This will flip, and we draw the Volcanic. This is so good. That was such a nice way to put this stack ready. This is so cool. And now I'm going to consign this. This is cool because everything worked out exactly the way we planned it. And they will fight over that, which is okay, because that means the Force of Negation is gone. And now I have red mana up for the Stifle that they will do on their own Wandering. Let's play a Volcanic. Play this. Now, if they have 1,000,000 forces, we still lose. That's important to realize. So they'll draw first. Not much I can do about that. And they still need to find Stifle, so I can't imagine them keeping them all in. They've already used, like, how many? 1? So I guess they still have 1 left. They consign. They actually bring in a consign. I think that means it's game. Okay, so let's go to the deck list. This actually felt really good. I'm not sure about the Oko. I don't think Oko was worth it. That's probably... It was a nice try, but I don't think this is the right deck for it. What else do we have? I was very happy with the Wistfulnesses. They have been great when I was able to cast them, so that is going to be a stay in the deck, I believe. Not sure if I want 4, but I do like 3. That was going to be good. And I guess what I would do is just cut these Okos and bring back these Endurances in the main board, or maybe even go back to 2 Back to Basics main, because we saw how many colorless decks are flying around right now, and if you have Back to Basics or Constant Memory, you should be able to win, unless they have like the complete nuts that they had in this game. But we saw how much in trouble they were. And I've even played decks that had double Back to Basics, double Harbinger, 3 Consign. So that's probably what I would do. Trim these Okos, put 1 Back to Basics in here, and then have 1 Endurance. And then probably in the sideboard just play another Harbinger. and then maybe one more consign, or maybe one more graveyard hate piece. Sorry, combo deck hate piece, because we saw the matchups that stuff is exactly show and tell and colors based strategies, which is what we faced a lot in this league. But I was very happy about this. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this content, and if you do like it, don't forget to subscribe, and see you for another video. Bye.